Welcome to your monthly recap of the Celeste community. Let's start episode 2. Today we have a follow-up from the first episode, a lot of releases, skill rating and a blindfold? Let's start by continuing the news from the first episode. Since the last upload, the top golden list had gone into a major shift, with way other changes. Let's get into that. It started with the introduction of tier 0.5 and 7.5. Later, they had a poll on whether to keep or revert both. Tier 7.5 was removed, but tier 0.5 stayed. These changes were made to prepare a major shift to the top golden list, which made each tier ascending instead of descending, like how it used to be, as well as standards simply being split into tiers 1, 2 and 3. Also, each sub-tier from tier 3 to 0 from the old tiers was made into its own tier, adding more tiers for easier difficulty placement. The highest tier right now is currently tier 19, and if you're currently too used to the old system, there is a temporary setting to put the old tier system next to the new one. Talking of changes, the Celeste hardest clear list or hard list got an update. The team behind it added a new tab on the spreadsheet, the top challenge list. This is a view of all the clears, but with a new format resembling the top golden list, only having the number of clears and the community low deaths, or golden tier if the map was goldened, following the new changes to those. This is also a good new way to see what maps are in the pending state. Now, into the various map releases we got in this second half of January. For those who want to get back in the Christmas season, a group of well-known mappers and friends did a map exchange. This is Zucchini Cord Secret Santa collab. This collab is a collection of 24 maps ranging from beginner to grandmaster, with various map styles and mechanics. I highly encourage you to give it a try. Still in the gifting team, Junker, a member of the collab I talked about earlier, made an anniversary map for Crispy Bag and Nyan. The Crusted Monkey Mix-Up is a disco-looking map. The difficulty range is not given on the Game Banana page, but our team estimates it to range from Yellow Expert to Green Grandmaster. Now, as you might have guessed with my accent, I'm French, and it's time to talk about the French community. Since October 2024, Typorium started doing anniversary maps for members of the French community Discord, Le Perchoir Céleste. He is compiling them all in a great campaign, with lobbies by season. In the start of January, the fall lobby's Earthside was released, signifying the completion of the first lobby. All the maps are made in an hour and a half, and I can only recommend you those as they are very creative and fun to play. Let's take a breather in the middle of all the map releases to talk about an upcoming event. Between February 27th and March 2nd, the charity speedrun event Speedon will be hosted in Lyon, in France. We are talking about it here because on the last day, March 2nd, a Strawberry Jam Relay Showcase run will happen with the runners May, Gross Icon and Sereni Link. The mainstream on Mr. MV's channel will be in French, but for the first time there will be English, German and Japanese restreams on the channel of Games Done Quick, Germanch and Japanese restream respectively. We highly encourage you to go check out this Celeste run and the other games too. Getting back into the mod releases with a special one. Leviathan's Earthside is an incredible map, celebrating every single map that Leviathan has made so far. It's his proudest work yet, containing more known maps from Leviathan, such as Leviathan's 100 Traps and Leviathan's Ultra, or some more obscure maps like Leviathan's Toho Special 2. If you're a fan of tech spam gameplay that ranges from Yellow Expert to picking at Yellow Grandmaster, give this map a try. Next, we have a newly released map called Monolithic. Monolithic is a map inspired by Summit Downside using Bounce Helper. This means that while you can't die, if you mess up while climbing to the top, you could fall all the way back down. To make this worse, you can't pause mid-air. The Bounce Helper part of it means it uses mechanics from the Bounce Helper mod, such as hypers and supers being inverted, dashing into a ground or a wall then jumping giving a massive boost, and no grappings or neutrals. While the estimated difficulty is around Green Grandmaster, the postcard when entering the map says completion often takes 6 or more hours. The raw tech is mostly advanced to expert. Playing it at CelesteNet with friends can be really fun and you can have a great time, so give it a try. Nightingale City is a pretty map created by Underdragon. In this map you explore a big city with greeders and vines. You will find multiple areas with different abilities to enhance the gameplay. Each area also comes with sub-maps with their unique gameplay elements going from elytra to ziplines. This is a very neat map, our team can only recommend you to play it. This show is not only about maps, and I also missed something in December. A helper introducing a new and very interesting mechanic was released. Aqua by OneMapple. This mod adds a grappling hook. If you know a bit about Modded Celeste, you might think that I'm wrong saying it's a new mechanic.
We already have grappling hooks from Jackal Helper.
Okay, you're not wrong, but you're not right. This grappling hook goes in all 8 dash directions, allowing a bigger moveset, and also you don't get launched in the direction you fired your hook, but you can climb your rope. With this helper, the modder released a standalone map, used as a tutorial for those mechanics. Still on non-map mod releases, Map Room Randomizer Plus, or MERP, by Katzen, Tatzen, Tans, is a mod that can randomize the room order for any map or maps. This has been in the works for a few months, originally being beta tested by the streamer Parrot Dash for Final Goodbye, aka Farewell's D-Side, by Monica, a map with more than 300 rooms. It was released to the public in early February. Since it is still very new, the randomizer can only work with vanilla-style maps for now. The way it works is by recording a path, and the mod uses it to detect what rooms are hub rooms, what rooms you re-enter for strats, and of course, what rooms to randomize. The mod also keeps track of the number of keys when entering or exiting a room, dash count, if you have a jellyfish when entering, and more. It also comes with some quality of life features, such as being able to randomize on death, along with when entering a room, randomizing only specific segments, and a way to fix any wrong data in any rooms such as key or dash count. This mod is very new and will probably be improved and updated a lot in the future. Now that we have talked about maps, time to talk about more maps! The Celeste Skill Rating is a collection of maps organized by difficulty with the objective to help you improve your skill. The maps are organized by tiers: Bronze, Silver, Gold, Amethyst, Ruby, Diamond, and Frog. The list gets a new side added every year, and we already are at the D sides. This January, the Celeste Skill Rating hit 10,000 submissions, and to celebrate it, Toho, the list owner, created a special sheet with more than 500 maps that didn't make it into the original spreadsheet. Go take a look at the map list and you'll probably find some that you'll like. Now, something that I don't know how to categorize, but it's so cool. A developer named iProgram in CPP is leading a port of Celeste for the NES and the Famicom. For those unaware, those are two old consoles by Nintendo. They were released in 1983, and to make games on them you needed to code mainly in assembly. This looks like that. Huge respect to him for coding in this to recreate a game as complex as Celeste. iProgram in CPP released a demo featuring the first two chapters, Forsaken City and Old Site. And he wanted to improve this port, to fix some bugs, and in the end have all the A sides. If you ever tried map making on Celeste, you probably saw that the tutorials to use the main map making tool alone are very limited. There's none up to date. The one that the community links a lot of the time is a tutorial for the old map making tool, Ahorn. But the YouTuber Average Imposter, with the help of Cog900, the mapper and developer of A Friendly Climb, started work on a new series, Map Alone with Me. The first episode covers the basics of map making, a little of the infrastructure of mods, and the basics of Lone's user interface. He does that with a lot of humor and an energetic editing.
Here, this is where the magic begins. Go up to File, Save As, and before naming it, we gotta do some boring stuff. This is your file path for all of your Celeste mod shenanigans. I demand you not just toss this file into the mod folder ether. The more structured our folders are, the less confused the game will be, the less errors you'll run into, and the less friction you'll have with the learning process. So, just bear with me.
Let's now talk about a huge Deathleaf achievement. Player Citizen has managed to clear the entire Solaris system campaign by Donker19 without dying a single time. This campaign includes levels Solaris, Lunaris and Stellaris, which clearing one of these deathless could be a challenge in itself, and Citizen did them all in a row. To put this into perspective, the level Solaris alone is around the difficulty of completing the entirety of Farewell Deathless. All of these in a row makes this challenge tier 16, and an incredibly impressive achievement. To add on to all of this, Zen managed to do it in only 19 days. She even got it after just 50 runs, the final run being run 51.
Shout out to run 51!
This is a massive achievement. Huge congratulations to Zen. Now, for this last section, we chose to talk about an achievement in its own category. Beating the game on its own is already a challenge for some, but there's an entire community dedicated to beating games and doing challenges in them blindfolded. Yes, without seeing their screen. You could say the map Seeing is Believing from Strawberry Jam was an introduction to this. Let's do a proper one. A player named Brisk has been doing multiple deathless blindfolded C-sides, mainly 5C and 7C. The second one being the first clear or 7C blindfolded and the first golden of it too. Those Blindfolded Golden are preparation for all Seaside's blindfolded runs. This will be an impressive achievement, not really comparable to anything with a scale in the game due to its uniqueness. Now, your question might be, how are they able to play Celeste without seeing the screen? This achievement is possible via precise movement, timing, and also normalization. This last step might seem a bit confusing, but it comes to doing a series of inputs that will put Madeline in the same position every time with no need to have the same exact starting point. If you kept a close attention to what I said, yes, Celeste is not the only game that is cleared, speedrunned, and golden blindfolded. There's more, and we are sure talking about Celeste, so we're gonna only talk about this one, but I link the Blindfolded Gaming website in the description. There you will find leaderboards resembling speedrun.com, resources, and the Blindfolded Gaming Discord. I can only encourage you to look up what crazy runs the members of this community did. And with that, the second episode of the Celeste recap concludes. I hope you enjoyed and... Oh, is there cake? Did I forget anything? That's not possible. I checked my notes. I said everything. Wait, there's still a 9 here. Oh, could I forget that? This year, on January 25th, Celeste became 7 years old. Seeing its community still existing and creating after all this time is incredible. I only bought the game last year, but I joined an active community, with a lot of sub-communities keeping this game alive with incredible mods, content creators, and challenges created on it, from Goldens to blindfolded gameplay. I hope you enjoyed this month's episode, and I hope you learned new things. If you want to help us collect news, join the Discord in the description. See you in the next episode.